Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Today we are taking a look at 10 things you still didn't know were a thing in New Horizons. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So many of us have been lucky enough to be playing Animal Crossing New Horizons for some time now. We've just passed the 2-month mark since release and more people are playing the game every week, which is awesome. Of course, New Horizons is very different to previous games in some ways, and I know some players are even experiencing Animal Crossing for the first time. So I know many of us, myself included, are still finding new things out as we play. So with this in mind, I thought it'd be cool to go over a few things that you probably didn't know were a thing in New Horizons. Of course, don't be surprised if you know some of these already. We are using the term secret very loosely, and some of these are more directed at the newer players, whereas some are things I've literally only discovered myself in the past few days. With that said, it should still be fun and I hope you enjoy it. Number 1. Jaws. So starting off with something I literally only discovered a few days ago as I was decorating the outside of my museum area, is that some of the larger fossils, particularly those with skulls, are more than just static furniture items. Much like many other furniture items in New Horizons, some fossils can be interacted with when placed down. If you run up to the T-Rex skull, for example, you can open and close the T-Rex's jaw, which is really cool. There are a bunch of fossils that you can interact with, but really it's just another tiny detail that can help you design something a bit more unique when designing the layout of your island. Let us know in the comments if this is something you already knew. Number 2. Bonus star fragments. Every so often we will experience meteor showers on our New Horizons island, and I think everyone knows by now that if you watch closely you can wish upon a star. Doing so will of course allow you to find a variety of star fragments on the beach the following morning. But did you know each island resident can find their own fragments? Unfortunately, no matter how many stars you wish upon, a single player will only ever find 20 star fragments the following morning, making these stars quite a sought after crafting material. The good news is each resident on the island can make their own wishes, so once your main character has made enough wishes to find 20 star fragments of their own, simply save and boot up a second character so they can make theirs. This will spawn more than the 20 fragment limit on the beach the following day. Of course, this is also a good way to get double the amount of DIY recipes from Celeste when she's visiting. Number 3. Finding Red. Many of us have already experienced a Jolly Red shady business deal when he first came to our island, but unlike previous Animal Crossing games, there's currently no way of knowing which special characters, including Red, are visiting, and a bunch of us probably spend a few minutes each day running all the way over to the secret beach to see if he has arrived. Fortunately, there is a much quicker and simpler way to know whether or not Red is visiting. As soon as you start your day, simply open your map and see if Red's icon is located at the secret beach. If it is, he is visiting and you can go ahead and look through all of his artwork. If not, you can carry on with your day without wasting the time running over to the beach. This is particularly useful if, like me, you have your map turned off. I'm not sure why this took so long for me to find out, but hopefully it also helps some of you newer players out there. Number 4. Shopping app. As you know, it's possible to head to the resident services and log on to the Nook Stop to check out what daily items Nook has up for sale. A cool feature about this machine is also the ability to check your entire catalogue and look through all the items you've had at one point or another throughout your island life. You can of course order whatever you want, or simply check whether or not you've already purchased an item to save you buying it again. However, as useful as this is, you do have to run all the way to the resident services to use this. Or do you? It turns out that after making a total of 100 purchases, Nook installs the app on your Nook phone, saving you a lot of running around in the future, and it's great if, like me again, you always need to check what you've already purchased. 100 items seems like a lot, but you can check your progress in the Nook Miles app under the Shop to It goal, which tells you how many purchases you have made so far, so it's pretty handy. Number 5. Rotten turnips. So for those that have been playing New Horizons for a while, have probably taken a gamble with Daisy May at some point and purchased a bunch of turnips. At one point or another you may have also had the misfortune of missing the deadline to sell them and found yourself with a bunch of rotten turnips. It sucks and it may have broken your bank, but it's not all bad news. It turns out that the rotten turnips do actually have a use. If you place them on the floor outside and come back to them later, you'll most likely find ants crawling all over them. This is actually the only way to find ants in the game, so don't feel too bad if you do end up with some rotten turnips. Similarly, if you place some trash items outside, including the boots, cans and tyres that you fished out of the river, there's also a chance you'll come across a fly or two. Blathers will be over the moon. Not. Number 6. Party Popper. Every day on our New Horizons island we're able to find a leaf or furniture item in our trees. We can find this by running around and shaking each tree. Of course this can be quite dangerous because more often than not you'll upset some wasps before finding the item. When you eventually stumble across some wasps, you can either run and most likely not get away, catch them with your net if you're prepared, or set off a party popper and be the one scaring for a change. Yep, if you happen to have a party popper equipped, it's possible to scare off the wasps before they sting you. So if you happen to have broken your net but you are carrying a party popper, you're safe to carry on looking for that item. Of course this is more of a fun mechanic rather than a useful tip, but it's just a nice little detail that many of us are only now discovering. Number 7. Free furniture. Another little secret that may have gone under the radar, especially for new players, is that just like the free furniture item we can find in trees every day on our own islands, there is also one on every single Mystery Island tour. So if you happen to be going on a tour or you have some spare Nook Miles, make sure you head to a Mystery Island and shake all the trees before you leave to grab a free furniture item. Unlike the message bottles that wash up on shore, every single island will have a leaf. Just take some party poppers with you to be safe. Number 8. Bonus bells. It turns out having multiple residents on your island, whether you're the only one playing your game or not, has a bunch of benefits. If you have a second character, they can have their own glow spots that randomly spawn around the island, their own message bottles that wash up on shore, and even their own money rock. The cool thing here is the money rock is always the same rock for every resident of that island on that particular day. So even if you don't have all your rocks in one location, it's pretty easy to boot up your second player and head straight to the money rock and earn several thousand bells in the time it takes to hit it. Of course this applies to up to 8 profiles if you can be bothered to do it. It's always worth having a second player anyway to grab some extra event items when they're available. Number 9. Reset tools. So the tools we use on a daily basis will always break, even the golden tools, which sucks. However, there is a sneaky trick you can do to reset a tool's durability. For example, after you've used a specific tool for a certain amount of time and you think its time is nearly up, simply head to a crafting bench and customize the tool. Customizing a tool actually resets its durability and gives you a fresh, brand new tool. This is a great way of saving bells if you're sick of buying new tools, as well as saving crafting materials if, like me, you're too lazy to keep running around and hitting trees for wood. It might not be completely feasible if you keep having to buy customization kits, but it's pretty handy if you have some left over from the ones Nook gave you. This little trick works best if you're planning on heading to a Mystery Island tour and want to make sure your tools don't break while you're there. Number 10. Nook Miles. And finally, to wrap up these little details you may not have known about, we have a nice little shortcut to find out which Nook Miles you have already completed. If you open up the Nook Miles app because you've received a notification about completing a goal, simply press down on the right joystick and it will instantly zoom down to the nearest goal you've completed. You can of course claim the Nook Miles, press the R again and again move instantly down to the next. This little trick saves you so much time scrolling through all the Nook Mile goals and helps you get back to whatever it is you were doing in the first place. This button press also works for the Critters app and the crafting catalogue, allowing you to search through things much quicker. And there we have it. That's 10 things you may not have known were a thing in New Horizons. Of course, different players find out different things at different rates while playing, but these focus around things that the game doesn't necessarily tell you about, as well as answering some commonly asked questions I see in the comments. Plus it's fun to go through and see all the little details the New Horizons team thought about and decided to include in the game. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed working our way through this list. Be sure to let us know in the comments if you already knew about any of these little details or any other tiny details you'd like to share. But for now, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any New Horizons news. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to the channel's Patreon supporters, as well as some new channel members. You guys absolutely rock. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course, if you got this far in the video, please comment fossils, just to let me know you did. That would be super awesome, and please be sure to include which fossils you have out on display, if any. I'd love to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.